I'm Alan Counihan, and I live in North Kilkenny, where I have my house and studio. And the piece I'm trying to make is called Passage. And the idea behind the piece is to draw people even deeper into the landscape. So the idea here was to create a passage. There's an existing turf bank that had been created out of mill peat. It's slightly raised than the rest. And this is basically the turf bank. And on either side of that, there is forestry. So the trees create a corridor. And this corridor must be, I would think, something between 1/4 and 1/2 a mile long. So it's a long chute with trees on either side. So the idea of the work is to draw the viewer through this piece of sculpture, but using the sculpture in some sense as an entrance into a deeper experience with landscape. The first thing that we did was to cut the channel actually out of the bog with machinery, and then we put ground cloth down, because it's important here with the work that nature doesn't come back in and disrupt the actual work, like weeds growing up through it and things. Anything can happen on the outside, that's part of the piece, but that the thing itself remains somehow pristine. So we've cut the passage, we've lined it with ground cloth, making sure that water will run down to the drain which runs along here, so the thing is always dry. We've achieved that, and now what I'm doing is I am cutting the sides, the sleepers. Okay, what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for sleepers that are straight along this way. Doesn't matter how wavy they are that way, but that they're straight along this way for welding onto the back of the side walls of the passage. There's hundreds of them here. The condition of the sleepers doesn't actually matter, but the straightness of the rail is critical to the piece, because I want really crisp lines coming down the side of the passage. I hear shouting and roaring around there. I think that they may have found something for me which will save us taking down this pile. This here is one of the sleepers. I have to cut the ends off them, because I'm going to sit them down into a rail at the bottom, which is going to stop them from kicking in. So they'll be standing vertically like that. That'll be the side wall of the passage you see here, and it'll be maintained in here. And there'll be stone and more sleepers. Bordemona used those sleepers, and the rails sat on top, oddly enough, and the bolts came up through this, and the rails sat on them. So I have 180 to cut, and I'm turning into a machine. One thing that's very special about this project is not just being able to use a machine, but everybody here is so cooperative in wanting to make it happen, that really expedites it. So it's rare, and it's quite wonderful. The real decisions will be made down on the site. That's where this piece will really come together. So the important thing is to get this stage finished and then get down onto the bog itself. Bingo. And now it's lunchtime.